Pain can be really miserable. And I mean, everybody's got it, right? But we're going to show you an astounding way to make things feel better. All right, Dan, what do we got going on today?
What I've got is some lower back pain that's been going on for a while, mostly around the sacrum, and it travels down my leg with stiffness and soreness and some numbness.
Okay. All right, Jed, have at him. So what Jed's doing is he's using a tuning fork to work some specific points in that ear, and we'll tell you more about that in a minute. This technique doesn't take any expensive equipment. It doesn't take any special facilities. It doesn't take any electricity. Just with a tuning fork, we're very portable, and anybody can learn how to do this.
Okay, I want you to move just slightly and see if you feel any change yet.
There's less stiffness on this right side already.
Okay, that's what we're looking for. Okay, I want you to check again.
That's much improved, actually. The left side, too.
Excellent. How about going down the leg?
Numbness seems lessened. And the issues I had was lifting up this right in here compared to this one. It's a little tight, but it's better.
Okay, hang on here just a second. Okay, now pick that leg up again.
It's better. It's right up on the front, around here. A little sore and stiff,
Okay.
but better than it was when I walked in.
Well, how long have you been working on you?
30 seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
There you go. I think we better talk about this. So that, my friends, is auricular therapy. I'm Dr. Patrick Jones.
Dr. Jed Adamson.
And Jed, what just happened?
What's what usually happens?
That's right. That's right. Dan came in. He had some lower back pain. He had some shooting nerve stuff going down his leg. And Jed, you poked him in the ear with a tuning fork. And what were you doing?
I was actually stimulating points in the ear that stimulate the nerves, the cranial nerves that run through the ear, to make changes in the brain so the brain will affect those areas.
That's right. We were clearing up neural pathways, sending stimuli to the brain, which then sent it to his back and said, look, what are you yakking about? Quit hurting. Let's relax those muscles. Let's decrease that pain.
Let's bring more blood into that area.
Yep. Let's increase that range of motion.
Yep.
Right. And honestly, that's what happens almost every time. We've been doing this for
Long time.
So between the two of us, we have decades of experience using this modality on all kinds of conditions and all kinds of cases. And honestly, almost without exception, we get really good results.
It works. It works very well.
Yep.
Nothing fixes everything every time, but boy, if I'm going to bet on something that would, it's this one.
That's right. I mean, it's good for physical pain stuff. It's good for range of motion stuff. It's good for digestive stuff and physiological stuff and infections and
injuries.
Mental health stuff, emotional stuff. I mean, before we started filming, our cameraman started having an allergy fit. And Jed sat him in the chair and poked him in the ear for a minute. And next thing you know, the sneezing stops, the irritation and the itching and all that's done, and he's back to work. So it really is an extraordinarily effective modality.
If there's only one thing I have, this is what I'd go to. I've learned a lot of modalities. I do a lot of different things in the office, but this has become the backbone of my practice.
So I've been an herbalist for a really long time, and I solve all kinds of problems with herbs. But you know what? I can't use herbs in pregnant women sometimes. I can't use them in nursing women sometimes. I can't use them on people that are on a lot of pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
I can't use them on little 6-pound babies a lot of the time because they're not safe. But I can do this with anybody.
I can do this anybody, anywhere, anytime without worrying of it creating a complication.
Yeah. And that's because we're doing it with a tuning fork. Most people that are doing this modality are using electrical stimulation devices, which are fantastic. How many of those do you have?
I don't even want to go there. I've got thousands of dollars tied up in them.
And you know, and they work. They're very effective, but you can't use them on a guy with a pacemaker. You can't use them on a pregnant woman,
Yeah.
right? Contraindicated. And frankly, we've both used both, and the tuning forks work better.
I was always afraid that someday I wouldn't be able to have my machines with me, but they just sit and gather dust now.
Yeah.
Literally, they just sit there, and this is what I go to.
Yep. It's more effective. It's more portable. I mean, you can stick that in your purse. You can stick it in your glove compartment. You can have it with you all the time.
Yeah, we use it in airports when we travel. You know, somebody gets airsick, somebody gets a headache.
Somebody's legs are killing them because they've been standing at a booth at a conference for 3 days.
Yeah. And it helps every
Yeah.
time.
Now, this modality isn't just some crazy, weird naturopath thing. This really is a scientifically established treatment mechanism. It was developed by a French neurologist, Paul Nouget, and there's an enormous amount of research.
Enormous amount of research in a lot of countries.
Yep.
And very respectable colleges, universities that have
Yep.
done it.
So many studies showing that these points actually do result in these outcomes. Even the United States military is using
Yeah.
it.
The Air Force has been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, and now the Army's doing it.
Yeah.
And so, why are they doing it? Because it works.
Works.
And auricular therapy is a huge topic. I mean, so much history, so much nuance, so much opinion and different thinking about it.
Piles of research.
So much information.
Absolutely piles of research. Matter of fact, that was our challenge. There's so much research from so many places all over the world. We had to take this research, distill it down, and give it to you in a way that you can just use it.
So what we've done is taken that enormous amount of information and distilled out of it the principles and the techniques that you really need to be able to make a difference.
So when you have a family member who is hurt, who is sick, who is in a panic attack, who is having respiratory distress because of a cold or something, you look it up, you see the points, use the points in those ears, and it's going to help them.
And it really is, unlike most training and most schools, the School of Practical Auricular Therapy really is extraordinarily accessible. And after you've done just a very few initial lessons that teach you a little bit about principles, a little bit about technique, you can immediately start going to the protocols. And if you have somebody with lumbago, look it up, work the points, he'll feel better. If you have somebody who's having a panic attack, look it up, work the points, he'll feel better. It's an immediately accessible thing.
Yeah, somebody who's got back pain that's coming down one leg, as we saw in the beginning.
Yep.
What was it? 30 seconds we had relief. We had it starting to change that quickly.
Anything you can think of, we have really effective protocols for.
That enables you to instantly use this.
Yep.
Somebody has a problem, look up the protocol for it. It'll guide you through the places to hold the fork onto the ear, and you're getting the same results that we're going to get.
You know, it doesn't take years and years and years to do it. It took me 8 years to be able to be a veterinarian. It took me several years to be able to be a naturopath. How long did it take you to become an acupuncturist? You know, I mean,
Yeah.
School takes a long time.
We've got, literally, we have years between the two of them, a lot of years in education and learning, but this is easy.
This is so different. just with a couple of lessons on basic principles and basic techniques, you'll be able to bless and serve and take care of the people that you love in amazing ways. We hope you'll have a look at the School of Practical Auricular Therapy. Swing by our platform, homesteadacademy.com, and have a look. We hope to see you there.
See you there.